So tell me, did you ever play Knock Door Ginger as a kid? Do you remember it? You'd knock the door or ring the bell, and then you'd run away quick before someone came to the door. Well, I live in the middle of London, and it's a very touristy area that I live in, and it does happen quite often. I do get dinged up, well, it's more of a buzz, but I get that, and then I go down all the stairs, and there's 40 steps between me and ground level. So I open the door and there's nobody there. So why am I telling you this? Well, first of all, it sets the scene for something weird that happened to me yesterday. So I had a lady round and we had something going on with clothes yesterday, and she came at 11, the appointment was at 11, so she arrived at my house at dead on 11 o'clock, right? So she came in and we decided that at 2 o'clock she would come back and collect 2 big bin liners full of clothes. So far so good, nothing wrong with that. So about 1:45, I took some rubbish out, and I have to take it out through our front door the way we're set up here. And I thought, when I came back in, I thought, well, there's no point me going up the 40 steps. So I thought I'll linger. So I sat on the staircase waiting for the bell to go, the buzzer to ring. And sure enough, at exactly 2 o'clock, so I rushed to the door, opened the door, and it's not the same lady, it's a different lady. So I'm like, okay, well, perhaps it's her assistant. Could be her assistant. And I opened the door and said, oh, hello. Oh, okay, well, come in. And I showed her the bags, and then there was one item of clothing that I wanted a bit of advice about. So one of my partner's shirts, so a man's shirt. So I held this shirt up and I said, what do you think about this one? Should this have gone in the bag? And she said, oh, it's very nice. Well, she said it with an American accent, but I won't insult the Americans watching by trying to do the American accent. But yeah, she said, well, yeah, it's very nice. And I thought, it's not really what I'm asking, but okay. And she seemed a bit nervous, and that in turn made me a bit nervous. You know how awkward situations are. So I said, right, okay, well, I won't put that in the bag then if you don't think that's needed, but here you go, here's the bags. And she was like, what? And that made me go, what? I said, you are here to collect these bags, right? And she said, no, again, in an American accent, no, I just was walking along and saw a doorbell, so I pressed it. I was like, what? She said, yeah, I pressed the doorbell. I've been going all around here pressing the doorbells. Why? I didn't expect anyone to open it. Of course you didn't expect anyone to open it. Well, although it's a front door and it's a doorbell, so why would you not? So then I was like, mm. So I said, well, don't do that. You'll get yourself into trouble. So don't do that. You'll get thrown out of the area. You get in trouble. And then I felt a bit bad for her, and she was quite young, so the maternal instinct kicked in. And I was like, oh, well, if you go down there, you can see this and blah, blah, blah. And I said, you're having a lovely time here in London, as a visitor. No, she said, not really. So at that point, she just wandered off. But it really made me realise how I must not just open the door and let people into my house. I have to ask for ID, which is really sad, isn't it? I watched a film the other day about the Banshees of Inisherin. Can't say it. Inisherin. And it was so much about it was set in the 20s, and it was so much about the 1920s. The way that, it was all about community and that kind of thing. Not necessarily completely in a good way, but it's so different now. You used to be able to leave your door unlocked and all that, but that makes me sound like I am 100 when I'm really only just over halfway. I like to think. But it is a bit sad, isn't it, that I can't just open my front door and let people in, because then I felt really bad that I'd let her in without asking for ID. But you don't expect some random person to be ringing the doorbell at exactly the time that somebody else is supposed to be ringing the doorbell. So the lady who was supposed to ring the doorbell at 2 o'clock rang the doorbell at 2:15 because she'd been a bit held up, which is absolutely fine and not a problem at all. But I was all giddy. I was all of her like, and then I didn't sleep well last night because I kept thinking, oh my God, what if it's some sort of master plan to try and get into the house and murder me? Oh, classic overthinker. But yeah, if little American lady, you're watching this, please do not go around pressing buttons. You could end up in a lot of trouble. And it freaked the hell out of me. And that, my friends, is a very good reminder that not everybody sees the world in the same way as you do. And some people, when they see a button, just have to press it. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this rant from what happened yesterday from a woman who's had like no sleep, then please do consider signing up and subscribing rather to this channel. I'd love to have you here. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this, just general chatting type stuff. Most of my content is going to be about being a woman in my mid to late 50s. I think we'll call it that, and then that future-proofs it for at least the next 4 years. Thank you very much for being here, and see you in the next one. And not at my front door.